no right way to do anything in your life. There's no right way to, be a role model. There's no right way to navigate certain situations. There's no right way to like navigate things that are the same for everybody, different for everybody. And people love to tell you that there's like a specific right way to do things. Like, this is the right way to be this age. This is when you transition to being this way. And there's no right way. And the only right way that you could do is to be as like in touch with yourself and as in touch with what you need, and be doing things literally only for you, what you need. Because then when you have all your needs met, you can love yourself, you can love other people better, and you come from a place of clarity. And then every situation is a lot easier to face, because you're not attempting to like mold yourself into 100 different shapes just because you think that's what people want from you. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, that makes total sense. Thank you so much. And I'm sure that everybody that's watching is like, thank you, thank you, thank you. Everybody needs to hear advice from someone that has been through all that we're going through. So talking about now your inspirations, is there someone that you want to collab with one day, work with on a movie or anything one day?
Yeah, I mean, I would love to work with, I think in terms of acting, I would love to work with someone like, I don't know if you know who Jessica Lange is, or
Mm-hmm.
Stanley Tucci,
Mm-hmm.
people like that. I love Saoirse Ronan. I love older actors. I love actors who feel very like comfortable in themselves. Obviously, Saoirse Ronan's really young, but I just think she's incredible. But I love people who feel very comfortable in themselves, because I feel like acting is such a process of shedding what you think about yourself so that you can have the most
Mm-hmm.
honest performance. It's just a really hard thing to do. And then I think with music, I'd love to collab with like Doja Cat.
Ooh.
I love Doja Cat. Eminem. I love, let's see, there's a band called Saint Vincent, which is incredible. I love Upsall. Yeah, people like that.
That's good. That's really good.
Thanks.
Um, and you recently received a KCA, the Kids Choice Awards, and it's
Yeah.
an award voted by the people. So everyone voted you as the best actress, right? It was best actress. Um, how did you feel? Like, did you? Okay, when I'm nominated for anything, I never believe I'm gonna win it.
No,
How's that for
never.
you?
Never believe you're gonna win it. No, and that's like, I think that's probably a good place to be, though. I think I'd rather be in that place than being like, I'm gonna win it, because that's just boring. And also, you never
It's
know. Like, I always think there's this thing, actually. You might appreciate this or feel this, but there's this quote. I don't remember who it's by, and I don't remember the actual quote. But there's like a sort of great, coming from a great place. I don't know who it's by or what they even said. No, but it's like, but basically, there's this idea that um, a lot of like successful people who have found success in their field have this complex where they think that they're a fraud. Do you know about this? It's this really interesting psychology. So like anybody who's found success in their field, like from anybody like who's involved in science to, our healthcare workers to writers to performers, things like that, there's this overwhelming like amount of data that shows that they believe that they are a fraud, and like one day they're going to be found out for being untalented or undeserving of the things that they've gotten. And I feel like that is such a common thing in our field, where we're like, oh no, I couldn't have won that. Oh no, they made a mistake. Or oh no, like that's not me. And I think that that's just such a common thing for performers in general. You may have that, but I definitely never ever believe that A, anything good is going to happen, or B, after it's happened, that I deserve it. I'm like, you guys made a mistake. I think that's just like a performer thing.
Yeah, it's true. I don't know why we're so hard on ourselves. Because I thought it was just me, but I think every artist that I've ever talked to, everyone is so hard on themselves. And like, we want to be so good. And when we achieve all those things, we're like, oh, nah, no, it wasn't me. Like, you guys did it and someone else did it. And it's like, we don't own our success. And that thing that you just said about us believing that we're a fraud, that happens to me so much. I'm so scared that at one point I'm going to be like, on the stage and then I'm gonna sing and everyone's gonna be like, oh, so that's her. Ew.
Yeah. Yes. Like, oh, wait, you can't sing, even if you can. Like, you think someone's going to be like, wait a minute, we don't actually like you very much. And you're like, great, I don't like me either. Yeah. No, I think that's really common, though. I think that that's just something that we have to recognize in ourselves and be like, that's a universal thing. And also, no, I deserve this. I worked hard for this, and I feel grateful to have this life.
That's a good way to think. That's a good way
Yeah.
to think. So you just released a song called "Remember Me." Yeah.
Yes.
So tell everybody about your song.
So Remember Me is my latest single. It's one of my favorite ones that I've done so far, including songs that I've like never played for you guys. It's so special to me. It feels very much to me like I'm a very big fan of like the Suicide Squad soundtrack and that kind of like
Oh, so
big,
good.
oh God, I love that sound. That kind of like Harley Quinn Suicide Squad vibe that feels very like dark and cinematic and very like it
Mhm.
belongs in a film. And I really wanted to do a song like that kind of like when you hear it you feel like you're in the movie, and that's kind of like what Remember Me reminds me of, at least in production and things like that. And I always feel like when I listen to it I'm transported to like it's 3 in the morning. It's been raining, you're in Tokyo for some reason, or you're in New York, and like the sun's coming up in a few hours and you're with, you know, your significant other, and it's just like this young love kind of darker adventure kind of feeling that's really about that time in your life where you're so in love with your significant other, your life, and yourself that you're like, wow, everything is perfect right now and it won't always be, and I just want to live in this moment forever.
Mm, I understand.
Yeah,
Uh,
we've all been there.
yeah, definitely. So I know you've been to Brazil.
Yes.
Um, First, how did you like it?
I love Brazil. I loved going to Brazil. I've only been one time, but it was so amazing. I mean, everybody that I met was so passionate. Like, I mean, the fans in Brazil are like unparalleled, so passionate. And it was such a beautiful energy to be around. And yeah, I mean, I feel like I think I was in Brazil when a fan gave me, she gave me a tiara that I still have. Like it was like a very special tiara to her, and I still have it on my nightstand. So yeah, it was very, very
That's
special
so
interaction.
sweet. Do you know anything in Portuguese?
Okay, if I get this wrong, don't be mad at me. Obrigado?
No. Obrigada.
Obrigada. Okay,
Yeah,
obrigada.
because you're a girl.
Right?
But yeah, you know it. You know it. There's obrigada. Do you know how to say hi?
I forget.
That's very easy. It's oi,
Oi. Okay.
oi.
Oi.
I love how every time I teach, people do the same sound as me. If I do oi or oye, they're gonna do oye.
It's because you sound so beautiful when you say it. Your accent's amazing. So it's like it's hard not to want to say it like you.
You like it? Oh, that's cute. Did you try any food? Because everybody talks about the food here.
Wait, what's like the famous thing that people eat for dessert?
Brigadeiro.
What is it?
Brigadeiro. Is it chocolate? Like
Yeah,
a round
yeah.
chocolate thing.
Yeah, we had that. We had some fans bring us some of that, and I think we tried it on camera. It's really, really nice.
I'm glad you like it. Brazilian food, it can be different for foreigners sometimes, but it's just they always like it. So like I'm proud of my food. Seriously,
Oh, it's so
I'm always like,
nice.
ah, Brazil has good food.
You're like, did you try the food? Did you try the food though?
Did you try the
Because
food? Did you like it? I know you did.
yeah, it was
So
amazing.
changing totally the subject right now. A lot of musical fans are talking about you doing Glinda on Wicked's live action. How do you feel about that?
I would love to do that. I think that um yeah, I definitely, I mean, like, I've been pretty upfront about the fact that Wicked is one of my favorite shows. And I grew up loving Galinda and always wanting to be a part of the show in general. So the fact that they're making it into a movie was definitely something where I was like, hey.
Hello,
I was like,
I'm here.
I'm here, I've been training since I was 7. I feel like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's just one of those like ultimate dream kind of things. So I think going back to the conversation we had before, it's like, it's kind of hard to imagine that that would actually happen. You know, like I'm sort of like, there's no way that it would happen.
Uh-huh.
But I think that the fan responses and the amount of support that I've had has been like special enough as it is. You know, it's quite like
Mm.
kind of magical to even be thought of for it. So.
Okay, I'm gonna look back at this moment when you're Glinda.
I'll text you first. You'll be the first
We'll
person
be
to
like,
know.
we talked about this. And you've been to Broadway, really. You've been on Clueless and Lights at the Piazza. And just tell me about your experience. I'm a New York fan. I love New York. Like, it's literally my dream to live in New York. I love everything about New York. So I remember when I saw your posts, like when you were moving and everything, and I was just like emotional for you. So
Aw, thank
I
you.
just want to know about your experience.
That was amazing. I think that theater is really special. It's really different than film and TV. It's very like it feels very like theater people are very expressive. It's a very it feels a lot less like work, if that makes any sense. Like film and TV feel
Mm-hmm.
very much like you're going to your job and you get there in the morning and you do hair and makeup and you learn your lines. Like I know that it doesn't seem like this from the outside,
Mm-hmm.
but it is very much like a job. It's very professional. There's a lot of rules. It's very like high pressure, you know, when you're on set. But when you're doing a show, while it's high pressure when you're actually doing it, when you're coming to rehearsals every day and all that, it's very like almost like summer camp. Like it's really fun. Like you get to know the people really well. There's no real pressure. It's all like playing around so that you can get the best product possible.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's something really special about doing theater, and doing theater in New York. There's nothing better. Like when I moved to New York, I lived like 4 blocks away from Times Square, which I don't recommend because it was really loud. But I lived like on like the 18th floor, and so like you could see like the skyline, and it felt very, I mean, I was in like a little tiny like shoebox corner apartment, but it was so dreamy. It was so like what I would have wanted for my first time living in New York to be like. And then to be like waking up in the morning and you're like, gotta get my coffee, and you like brush your hair really quickly and you're like running down the street, you're like, I'm gonna be late for rehearsal. It was like, it was so romantic. It was so like my little Broadway dream. So yeah, it was really special.
I also do have that little Broadway dream. Like,
Do you?
yeah, I don't even know if it's only like Broadway dream. It's because I started with musicals, but it's just like a New York dream, I think. I don't know what it is with that city. I've been twice, and I just want to live there. So I literally watch movies sometimes if I see the movie and it is on New York, it's recorded in New York. I'm like, I'm gonna watch this movie.
Oh my
I
God,
don't
I do that all the time, but with Paris. Like, I feel like you're like, movies set in New York, and you're like, oh, I'm
know.
there.
Yeah, exactly. And like the rating can be terrible. I'm still gonna watch it.
Me too. I'm like, I'll watch a movie in French, like, because I speak a little bit of French. Like, you're learning Spanish, I'm learning French. So I can, like, roughly know what they're saying, but not fluently and not at the rate that they're speaking. And it can be, like, some random movie set in Paris that, like, I have even no interest in, but I'm like, wow. Like, I'm like,
It's
it's
the
in
same for me. I'm
Paris.
just like, wow, this movie is so good. Even if I don't like it, I'm just like, New York, New York, New
It's
York.
perfect. Yeah,
I
me
don't
too.
know. It's just there's something about that city that just gets to me. And I live in a city. I live in São Paulo here in Brazil. It's also very loud. So I think I'm used to the noise and
Yeah.
everything in the city. So I don't think I would have a hard time adapting or anything.
You are gonna do it. You're gonna move to New York and you're gonna have your New York dream, and then you'll go and you'll do Broadway, and it's gonna be so magical. And then you'll look back on this live stream and you'll think, wow, we talked about it and it happened.
Okay, so when I'm doing Broadway in New York and you're doing Glinda,
You just DM me.
we have to connect. We're like, I'm in Broadway, and you're gonna be like,
It
I'm
happened.
Glinda.
Yeah,
It
we
happened.
manifested it starting on this day.
It's so nice to share those things with you. I feel like I'm talking to a friend that I know for a long time already.
Me too. You're
And
so lovely.
unfortunately, we're at the end of this live stream. So yeah, I just want to thank you very much. I've been how do you say that? My English is a bit bad, but
No, your English is perfect. I can't even believe like your English is flawless.
thank you. But sometimes my brain just goes crazy a little bit.
That's fine. I totally understand.
But yeah, but I was trying to say that I've been watching your things for a very long time. So yeah, I'm a fan. I'm a fan. So
Oh, thank you.
congrats
I'm
on
a fan.
everything. Congrats on everything you've achieved, and I have my fingers crossed for Glinda.
I have my fingers crossed for that Broadway New York dream.
Yes, thank you so much for doing
Thank
this.
you.
And yeah, so nice talking to you.
Yeah, you're an angel. Have a great rest of your night. It's night, right?
Yeah, it's night.
Okay, have a great rest of your night. You're so
You
lovely.
too. Take
Thanks
care.
for speaking
Mwah.
to me. Bye.
Gente, tudo pra mim. Sério, que pessoa incrível. Eu vim aqui pra esse canto azul, muito azul, porque o meu celular tava acabando a bateria. Meu celular tá um pouco viciado, mas vocês não ligam não, né, gente? Dá até uma vibe diferente. Então, gente, isso aconteceu. E eu vou falar um pouquinho aqui, porque agora eu tenho tempo mesmo. Tá todo mundo zerou a vida, sim, gente, eu zerei a vida. eu não sei o que sentir. Eu tô muito feliz e eu tô com o coração ao mesmo tempo muito apertado, porque a segunda temporada do Anne Gabriele Convida está chegando ao fim, mas repito, a segunda temporada. Então, gente, é isso. Ah, minha amiga aqui. Amiga, você não ia pegar o power bank tá sem bateria, por isso que eu tive que vir aqui pra tomada. Mas sério, muito obrigada a todo mundo que fez o Anne Gabriele Convida a ser especial, assim, do jeito que foi. Obrigada especial a todos os convidados que fizeram parte desse momento. Eles não estão aqui para escutar, mas, enfim, vou agradecer porque significa muito para mim. Muito obrigada à Central de Fãs, gente. Eu tenho que agradecer eles, especialmente a Central de Fãs, porque eles passam, assim, horas do dia deles falando com convidados e fazendo pauta comigo. Às vezes fazem pauta até sozinho. E a gente cria coisas juntas. Agradecer a minha mãe, meu cachorro por ter acreditado em mim, não sei o quê. Parece que eu tô aceitando um prêmio, né? Mas de verdade, todo mundo que fez o Anne Gabriele Convida a Acontecer, todo mundo que fez o Anne Gabriele Convida a Ser Especial, e o Obrigada Mais Especial é para todos vocês que estão sempre assistindo, que são telespectadores fiéis, né? Então, muito obrigada, gente. Tô feliz de verdade e tô com o coração apertado. Segunda temporada chegou ao fim. Tô pensando muito ainda sobre terceira, quarta, quinta, vigésima, porque, porque sim, porque eu sou uma pessoa ocupada, tem muita coisa acontecendo na minha vida, mas eu só sei que foi muito especial e tô muito feliz. Então, obrigada. Amo vocês de verdade e se cuidem, tá bom? Não vai ter live amanhã, vou chorar. Não, tchau.